They're going to be getting checks in the mail that are consequential. I wrote the bill on the environment. Pay them more. This is an employees bargaining chip now. What's happening?
Look, the worlds are made of light and darkness, Jack. You can't have one without the other, because darkness is half of everything. The closer you get to the light, the greater your shadow becomes, okay, sport? You know, that's not true. The heart may be weak, and sometimes it may even give in. But I've learned that deep down, there's a light that never goes out, okay? Back when we were doing it in Wilmington, DE, we said the world is just too small. You're wrong. I know without a doubt, Jack, that Kingdom Hearts is light. Okay?
Kingdom Hearts is light.
Kingdom Hearts is light.
Gotta play Kingdom Hearts, Jack. Come on, man.
1.9. Let's cut to the chase. Here's the deal I'm gonna offer you. I'll get out of the slammer, no strings. You'll be free as a bird. And all for one little job. You gotta fight Hercules in the Colosseum, Jack. To the...
1.9 trillion dicks in my mouth.
What? 1.9 trillion hearts to Kingdom Hearts, Jack.
What a weird thing to whisper about, huh?
What was he going off there? What was old Uncle Joe going off there?
Bipartisanship is hard and in my mouth, is what that says. It's hard. It's a hard bipartisanship up my butt.
Welcome to House of Decline. That was a clip of Joe Biden, followed by my creation, Kingdom Hearts Joe Biden. Mm-hmm. Or I was just reading Kingdom Hearts quotes.
Wow.
With the Joe Biden cadence.
So inventive.
People that are better at
so
that.
Inventive. Wow. You go far in life with those skills.
And he was whispering, the context of him whispering about the 1.9 trillion. What was that number touted as? What is it even supposed to be?
It's not really that much. That's just like the sticker price, but it's not really going to be that much. They're going to do some infrastructure, but without any climate change or icky stuff like, helping out like the healthcare stuff. No icky healthcare or icky climate change stuff. Mm-hmm. Just like, that's probably going to be some money to like kind of rebuild some bridges and shit because the infrastructure is crumbling all around us. This week in Ann Arbor, the water main exploded. So there's a big road closure that's going to last for probably 6 months because on one of the streets very close to me, the water main exploded and it like tore up the whole road somehow. It's crazy. It looks, my theory is that it kind of looks like if Superman had to land on the road and he ripped up the road as he was coming to a stop. It's like a long streak of ripped up road. So my theory is that it was some Marvel superhero like Superman from the Marvel universe, That is what we've been trained to believe as a culture, that the source of everything are just super powerful entities. Not unlike Joe Biden whispering to you.
You gotta get serious, Jack. This is a serious time. Serious bipartisanship.
That's got to trigger all of the unfortunate young women who have been in his presence, who are just immediately getting a flashback of Joe Biden whispering in her ear.
1.9 trillion sperms in your hair. Sniffing all the sperms I left in your hair, Jack.
He's such a good president,
He's such a good. He has the pomp of Trump. And the know-how of Obama and the vision of Reagan in the later years.
Yeah.
He's a perfect Golem.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens, That's always what I say. We'll see what happens. I think everyone says that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because anyone that pretends they can predict the future, I don't know, who is the Black Swan guy, or who's like one of there's always these guys that came out. I was the one that predicted the 2008 financial crash. Mm-hmm. Was it Nouriel Roubini? Was it
Sure.
Rubini?
Sure, that
Sure,
sounds
it was
right.
no
There was a
Rubini.
couple of guys. There's always a new guy who are they're like, he predicted the after 16 incorrect predictions in a row, he predicted the financial crash.
Yeah. But predicting general crashes is like it's not a skillful trait. You can just, I guess these guys predicted it would come from the housing market specifically. So there's some relevant. I don't know who these guys are.
Well,
but,
there's a bunch of them, actually. I have to make sure I don't follow them on Twitter because it's bad for my mental health. But there is a whole bunch of people whose whole job is to be like, look at this one financial thing. This is pretty bad. I think it means there's going to be a crash like right around the corner. And whenever that crash doesn't come, it doesn't really matter for them. They just continue predicting the worst possible outcome. And you can basically ignore them. I guess Diego is predicting something. Maybe Diego's predicting he's about to take a shit.
He's going crazy because dogs are barking across the street, and he has no discipline because I'm terrible at raising my animal.
Oh, wow. That's shame. Shame on you.
I should be shamed.
Yeah. Please
He's
email
gonna tear the face off a baby one day.
Yeah. Email houseofdecline@gmail.com to shame Alex. I'll forward them. He doesn't check the email. He got locked out of the email, but I'll forward them.
He's going to be put down like Major Biden.
Yeah. I don't think Major Biden was put down.
No, he died.
Well, maybe.
Or he was assassinated because he knew the truth.
Yeah.
He was tapping out the secret codes to Russian agents.
Well, that was
We're
funny.
back to Cold War again.
I really liked the baseball crank guy's tweet that got all the blue checks mad. That was good. He said
Yeah,
that the good dog dying is the Biden family tragedy in miniature,
Right,
which is very funny. But everyone got mad, like, how dare you make fun of the president's dead dog and dead son at the same
Pod Save
time?
guys got mad.
Yeah,
they're
they're
funny.
How dare you, sir?
I wonder, like, if the Pod Save guys behind closed doors, like, do they say any terrible things?
Of course.
Do you think, like, Tommy Vitor is saying about, Bernie Sanders, that old fucking Jaime,
Yep.
that'll...
Oh, yeah. He goes...
You think they're doing regular anti-Semitism behind closed doors to Bernie Sanders?
I think probably more just like sort of disgusting elitism and classism about poor people, I would imagine. They probably...
Yeah, they're going, look at the unwashed masses.
Yeah.
They don't have any towels.
Yeah.
They don't have any soaps. They don't have any fancy soaps. We're Pod Soap America now, and we're cleaning ourselves with very fancy soaps.
Is that what they do?
We're in a bathtub. Yeah, they're just four guys in a bathtub. It's Tommy and the Johns and the numbers guy, and they all are just scrubbing each other's backs in a bathtub while going, yes, oh.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
you
we
can't.
are correct.
You can't. Guys can't do that. Guys can't do that anymore. Have you noticed this?
No.
Have you noticed how guys can't take baths and soap each other's backs anymore without being called gay?
Yeah, you always see it in, like, the Japanese shows where they're, like, taking baths with each other and they're having, like, pithy conversations while they're bathing together. And it's just dudes rubbing each other's back. It's like, how else are you gonna... Gotta dump the bucket of water on the guy and, rub his back and then have a conversation about, life and where you're going if you're going to move into a different prefecture or something like that. So
Man, I love
think
Japan.
that's what we should normalize male bath relationships to be in the West.
I'm fine with the no friendship thing. Just you can't have. I think being friends is gay, as we know now, and so
friendship is gay.
Now we've stopped. Men have had to stop doing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I think there is a thread to that where friendship is gay because friendship means being like emotionally vulnerable in front of another person, and usually in the classic orthodoxy of hetero guy, the only person you're really allowed to be emotionally vulnerable to is your significant other or wife, which is why so many people have fucked up relationships because they invest all of the one time they're allowed to be free in front of another person. And some people, they don't even allow themselves to be free in front of their significant other. Or just, I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta, the outlet for emotion is to go online anonymously and say horrible things about people. That's how you deal with emotions.
Right, yeah. If you're feeling angry, just make an alt account with Misato from Evangelion as your Avi, and, go up to a random person and say, nice hole.
Yeah.
Nice
Or
nice hole,
or if you
bitch.
want, bad hole,
Yeah, bad hole. Bad hole you got there.
Yeah.
Not liking your hole.
2 thumbs down on the hole.
Uh-huh. That's a pun. You meant it to be.
Is it a pun?
Yeah, because on the whole, holistically,
okay.
holistically,
Holistically.
they're bad.
Well, so one particular thing that I was noticing that kind of evaded the being friends as gay is like gangsta rap culture, where
where they're all in a crew constantly.
yeah, gangsta rap is all about like G's up, hoes down, and how like if you listen to Doggy Style by Snoop Dogg, that album is mostly about like how your friendships with your homies are more important than any relationship.
But that's also what sort of red pilling is about as well. It's sort of a rejection of women as being able to sustain you emotionally as well and valuing. I guess red pilling is not about male friendship at all.
Well, red pilling is connected to the men's rights activism stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think the MRA people started using red pill as a meme sort of first. But it's interesting to me that the boogie boogeyman culture of yesteryear for conservatives, gangster rap, actually contains some values that they find valuable, which we don't have.
As in G's up, O's down?
Right, exactly. I mean, which is basically, that's what conservatives are all about.
I don't. Well, maybe.
Yeah, they're fundamentally sexist. They believe in that hierarchy.
I don't think gangster rap is fundamentally sexist. Not on the same level as conservatives, because they're not legislating sexism. They're just being casually sexist.
Well, I don't think it's disputable that rap has some very sexist. There are some very sexist rap
sexist.
stuff.
It is respectful to women.
No, it's not
respectful to women. You don't
okay,
understand.
why don't I go? Why don't I go read
I was
some?
humming like "bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks" just to myself, just happily. It's like, what? This song is it's a little misogynist, but that's okay. We like the music anyway. We like it anyway.
Well, it's just very funny because that's all about the. I mean, that's the hidden part of this conservative. Like they're bemoaning how we don't have intimate male friendships. Like the hidden part of that, the subtext is that it's because of like they say it's because of gay people, but I think really it's they want to blame the feminist movement. They blame the feminist movement for the birth rate going down. That's what the conservatives think is making the birth rate going down. It's feminism.
So I was also having this conversation. Do you think the pandemic made the birth rate go up?
No, I don't.
Okay.
We're going to have a little baby boom, like a mini one, but not one that's going to impact the general trend. Just because people who were going to have babies sort of waited until they decided they could handle the pandemic. And so this summer, like this July, there's going to be a minor baby boom. But on the whole, the trends are down.
Well, feminism is what's to blame, as opposed to the fact that people literally don't have the financial ability to have a baby, which I feel influences people's decision making more so than any sort of nebulous. It came from academia and it's spreading like a virus throughout the. Oh no! It's the academics.
Yeah, I actually don't know what the cause is because it's happening in like many countries. I don't think every country has had the same feminist movement. So I sort of don't think it's feminism. I don't know. And it's happened in countries that are relatively, like, the standard of living is relatively high.
Yeah. I mean, Japan is the example.
It's not like super, I don't know. It's hard to know how bad things are, but I don't think it's not horribly bad everywhere for everyone enough to make the birth rates go down. I don't think. That's what.
You want my diagnosis?
Mm-hmm.
You want my thesis?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's what this fucking podcast is all about. It's about the no future sense. It's people inherently don't feel like they can amount to anything, or they don't feel like that the traditional trappings of, procreation are gonna lead them to some sort of psychological benediction. So they figure, just go with your creature comforts. Just go with the things that make you immediately happy. Turn, in a way, to oblique hedonism, as opposed to, accepting responsibility as the thing that will ultimately fulfill you. Which, that's previous. I feel that's like general knowledge, is that part of being an adult is that while responsibility is difficult, it is ultimately something that you have to do. It's within your, not necessarily programming, but it is the thing that will give you more lasting pleasure than sort of pursuing eternal hedonism, or at least a vision of hedonism that is simply just pleasure, as opposed to, a vision of hedonism which might be doing work so you can plant the seeds for others to have pleasure, if you were serious about maximizing the pleasure of society. So, because I think people don't see a direct line between accepting responsibility and the fruition of greater values, or like the idea that even having children is detrimental to the world at large because of the common refrain that, how much a child adds to the carbon footprint, or the idea that we are living in a doomed universe, that thing in, it's the thing in Skyrim, right? Where, or in I don't know which game it is, but it says, if you fuck something up, you persist in the doomed universe that you have created. And I feel like a lot of people feel like they're persisting in the doomed universe that they have created, or that they have a share in responsibility in creating. So they just opt out instead. And, Lord knows I'm doing that. I'm not rushing to have a kid anytime soon. But in general, I think having kids is good. It's like, even if not procreating, just taking care of something. Being responsible for something and having an investment in watching something grow and change, and, putting your love into it and seeing reflected it back into you. People instead are opting for that isolation, and with that isolation, they become easier to control, per all the Marxists out there.
Well, it's important. It's important for us to have witnesses to the apocalypse. So that's the only motivating factor for me is there must be a witness.
We're certainly creating a Gawkers. We're creating lots of Gawkers.
Yes.
I like the idea of everyone just putting on their 3D red-blue glasses as they witness the nukes go off.
Right. Well, the entire world's going to split in half. That's what people don't know. The globe is actually going to become split, and people will fall down and through the center and then like go into orbit on a half globe. It's going to be a really cool apocalypse.
I actually had that idea for like a screenplay where it's 100 years in the future, and the equator has become this impassable ring of radiation. And so the only way to get through it is through tunnels. Elon Musk, damn you.
So did you say screenplay or like play for the theater?
No, like a screenplay, for a movie. For like a stupid movie.
No, make it a play for the stage.
You're right. I'll make an elaborate sci-fi play.
Yeah.
Why not? Theater's coming back, baby. Live theater's coming back, baby.
Is it? I don't think so.
Look, it's me. It's your Captain Jimmy Horowitz. We're getting live theater back. We're going to get people with the gobos and the scrims. And, we're selling opening night. You got the will call line. You got everything. Oh, the trappings of the theater. Oh, it's Jimmy Horowitz, theater manager. And I'm here to tell you that we got people just as good as First Lady of the Stage, Helen Reddy. First Lady of the Stage, Victor Garber. We got Victor Garber up here in Toronto. It's me, Jimmy Horowitz. We got classic character actor Victor Garber, First Lady of the Stage, Victor Garber. And live theater's coming back, baby. It never left. It never left, really. It's just been sleeping under a rock. It's not just for gays anymore, theater. That's our tagline. It's Jimmy Horowitz, live theater. It's not just for gays anymore.
Well, men can't...
You like Hamilton's for straights.
Men can't be in theater anymore because, as you know, it's adjacent to gay culture, so men can't do theater anymore.
Yeah. Anything men, dance is right out.
Yes.
No more dancing for men.
Men can only...
The Footloose feature was right on.
If everything must be heterosexual for a man to do it.
Yeah. Their boats are very heterosexual, except for the Navy. So you can only be alone on a boat.
Yep.
Being alone on a boat is heterosexual.
Yeah. Any activity that you do by yourself is okay.
Yeah.
Except maybe
solitary,
not, though.
Being
maybe
incredibly solitary. So I think we can say that Ted Kaczynski is the most heterosexual man of all time.
What happened? What if we said that being alone was gay?
See, that's why being alone is gay, because you always have a penis in front of you, and you're always motivated to touch a penis if you're a man. So, and that's gay. Mm-hmm. Masturbation is gay. The only way to be heterosexual, and that's why being alone is gay, because you're always tempted by a penis.
Exactly.
Like, even if you're Volcel, it's a struggle, because you're always tempted by, there's a penis in front of me that I know will give me pleasure.
Penis.
This is why that's gay. Yeah.
Big penis.
Everything is home. Okay, so here's also my general theory. I think that guy maybe is secretly right. Plato was wrong, is what I'm saying, is there is no differentiation between romantic and platonic love. Love is a nebulous emotion that can be ascribed to any number one of pleasure factors, and it does not come from... There's no easy differentiation between how you feel about somebody in a non-physical sense versus how you feel about them in like a totally reasonable sense. They're always at play. There's always some element of the romantic, which I think we would understand as like a physical or instinctual attraction to a person, versus the platonic, which we would understand as more of like an intellectual or sense of belonging or camaraderie attraction to a person. But I don't think those two are separate. That's what I'm saying. I'm collapsing love. Love is all the same, baby, and we don't want to deal with how weird that is. So we just say, shit is gay. That's gay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I would say no. Like even thinking about stuff is gay. So it's we're really being pigeonholed by the gay identity movement, and soon men. The only acceptable activity for men will be like not thinking, not being alone. What is this? What is this pushing us towards? We can't be friends with dudes, but we can't be alone, and we can't do any thinking. I think it's like basically pushing us towards just being a mindless factory drone, like an ant.
That's the only way to be heterosexual. That's how we gotta.
Right.
That's how we're gonna get the masculinity back.
Well, the Chapo people were saying that this, is misplaced, sort of, because it's really capitalism that's causing men to not be able to be friends with other men. Somehow it's capitalism. I don't know. The Chapo people are always a little bit high. You know what I mean? They're always a little bit
I think there's a reason. I mean, we just discussed it because working, especially today, is very atomizing. You're too exhausted to do social activities after a day of submitting yourself to labor. I'm not fully into that, but that's because my job I don't think is as exhausting as other people's jobs. So I don't necessarily think I can apply my experience to that. But I do think there's some element of just in general, friendship requires effort, and not just as a result of capitalism, but in sort of this a more sort of oppressive, and I think technology you could attribute just as much to, where you get like but that is, you could equate that back to capitalism, the desire to.
I think that's the thing, is that we've had capitalism for a lot longer than we've had the internet, and it's only after we got the internet that we started having all these social problems of people being atomized. I don't think we had from 1900 to 95. For 95 years, we had unfettered capitalism, and people weren't getting so atomized.
I mean, arguably, you could say that in the capitalism, at least early industrial capitalism, was responsible for huge waves of social interaction and produced the American communist movement, because company towns became a thing. And because everyone was living next to each other, they were like, hey, did you know about we're getting screwed? Yeah. Nah! And but that's literally like proximity created the American proximity of beleaguered workers created an American communist movement and that was as a result of industrial capitalism. So I think it's maybe this new the new techno-fascist capitalism that might be to blame.
Well, they're not really fascists. That's don't confuse it by calling them techno-fascists. I don't think they want to. I don't know. There's some techno-fascists, and those are the people who want to have your computer be just an internet browser, and you have no other programs except for the internet browser, and everything is within the internet browser. But that's a topic for a different podcast.
I call Peter Thiel and Palmer Luckey. Those guys seem like techno-fascist to me.
Yeah, but those aren't the guys who are like pushing the necessarily. It's all of Silicon Valley, like Zuckerberg and stuff. They're not really fascists, but Zuckerberg's way more to blame for this atomization than Peter Thiel.
Yeah, that is true. I think anyone who doubts that there is a direct line between the prevalence of social media and this general feeling of atomization, and that, I think that's undeniable. You can't say that. Oh, everyone is getting a mediated experience that simulates the real thing, but's not as good, like a junk food version of friendship, and that's why everyone feels shitty and bummed out all the time. I think it's a pretty reasonable explanation to me.
Yeah, and it's not. I think it would have happened if we were quote unquote living under communism. I would be interested to see if the few communist countries that remain, if they are experiencing the sense of social atomization. Like, I wonder if China is having that.
I mean, Twitter is also, it's very useful to it's wrapped up in the government as well, because stuff like Twitter and Facebook and social media is very useful to the idea that America performs free speech, which is why you have all these arguments about free speech on Twitter, which is why, about these stupid social media websites, everyone gets up in a tizzy about, what is allowed. One, because they're huge institutions, but two, also because America has a vested interest in saying, no, we believe in dissent. We believe that everybody should have a platform in which to speak. And even though Twitter and Facebook are private institutions, they become weirdly adjacent to the American project of free speech in a way that is spiritually wrapped up in governance, if not legally or materially wrapped up in governance. Which is why you have these constant overtures of the government eventually, overtaking Facebook or having a backdoor to Facebook or having more influence in what Facebook or Twitter publishes. So, that's the utility. Even though, as we know, that Twitter and Facebook are not havens of free speech. Everyone gets banned for anything, but it is useful to the American theater of democracy, which is also sort of maybe why these social media sites make us feel shitty. Because not only do they give us a mediated junk food version of friendship, they give us a mediated junk food version of activism as well.
And
that's not a new observation.
And all information is junk foodified, and there's so much just wrong stuff on Twitter. Like, I'm always seeing these people like entire movements of, not huge, but like, movements of people to go yell at someone based off of like a photoshopped piece of, like a photoshopped quote. Like people get furious at other people based on seeing an image that is just obviously a doctored image, or, and there's so much just misinformation constantly. And it's not coming from the Russians. It's coming from inside the house.
Yeah. We make our own gravy.
Yeah.
It's that old Onion headline where it says Al-Qaeda operative just gonna sit back and watch America destroy itself.
Yeah, that's why we need to like have an outside enemy that we are mobilizing against.
Right, yeah, Carl Schmitt friend enemy distinction. Yeah. Ozymandias, gotta get the squid alien. Gotta make the squid alien. Get rid of New York. We're trying to make an enemy. It's Cold War. It's Cold War again. It's Russia and China again. You thought the end of history was done? No, we're back, baby. We're back to the 80s. It's China and Russia again. The Red Menace.
Yeah. I hope that doesn't take off. I mean, part of it is like companies like the New York Times having switched to a subscriber model. Now they have to like please their subscribers, and so they have to write. To keep subscribers coming in, they have to write stories that would make people want to subscribe. And if there's an ongoing cyber conflict with China or Russia, then you have to subscribe to the Times to find out. And stuff like that. So
I think the whole like xenophobic bent of reporting on China. I'm not saying that China doesn't do shitty stuff. I'm not like a Uyghur genocide denier or anything like that. But in general, I mean, we can't comment because we assist in genocides as well. It's funny that Israel was condemning China. Israel condemned China for the killing of the Uyghurs, and of course China can post a big a big Spider-Man meme at them. Spider-Man's pointing at each other meme, because everyone's doing genocides. No one's hands are clean here. In fact, they're doing the same type of genocide where they're just getting rid of an indigenous Muslim group in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's if you want to really control your border in your nation state and control all the groups and not allow any autonomous separatist groups. I mean, France passed like an Islamic separatism law where you're not allowed to be an Islamic separatist, which is weird.
Are there any like French hoteps? Are there?
Oh, I mean, probably. There's all sorts of crazy people over there.
Oh, France is beautiful.
It's they're gonna have a presidential election in 2022 in France, and right now the big baddie Marine Le Pen is the leader of the pack. So
yes,
that would be bad.
Beautiful, like Coco Chanel, and also a Nazi, like Coco Chanel.
I didn't know Coco Chanel was a Nazi.
Oh yeah, Coco Chanel was a straight up fucking Nazi. Look it up. It's a very funny thing.
I'm looking it up right now. Let's see.
I might have that wrong. We should double check that. I don't want to j'accuse Coco Chanel, but she absolutely collaborated with the Nazis.
According to biography.com, she was a Nazi agent.
Yep.
But
there you go.
Yep. Okay, but hold on. That's biography.com.
It's a little sus.
And what the fuck is that website? Let's go. Let's go to Snopes.
Find it on Wiki.
Go to
Snopes.
Go
Snopes. Does Snopes have Coco Chanel as a Nazi agent?
Oh, come on. Where's the TLDR? It says the evidence appears to skew strongly in favor of Chanel's doing information gathering for the Nazis.
There you go. She was definitely helping the Nazis. Not definitely, but Snopes says strongly in favor of help. More likely than not, she was a Nazi. So anytime you put on your Chanel No. 5 and your beautiful Hugo Boss pants and go out in your Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah, you ever notice how dudes can't put on Coco Chanel perfume anymore without
Yeah, you ever notice how dudes can't just suck another dude's dick without being called gay anymore?
It's crazy. The culture's gone crazy. Dudes can't have intimate friendships with perfume and dick sucking anymore.
You never notice how you can't just do a slurp ramp anymore without being called gay?
Slurp ramp. Throwback to episode, I can't remember, called Slurp Ramp.
You ever notice you can't do a slip and slide of cum without being called gay?
Yeah, you can't suck and fuck your homies anymore without being called gay.
You can't do bro jobs anymore.
Like, everyone does it. You can't just, like, the Beatles, John Lennon and Paul McCartney, they jerked off together.
You're right. That story circulated again. And that's an old story, too. That's like from 2018, but people rediscovered it and were like, wait a second.
Yeah. Back before the internet atomized us all, and now we can't be friends with each other when we can't jerk each other off and stuff and make cool songs.
Oh yeah, nothing's wrong. We were just jacking off in front of each other. It's no big deal. It's something we did. We were in our rooms back in Hamburg, doing the tweedly-dee, and John said, "Hey Paul, can I start jacking off in front of you?" And I was like, "Okay, John, start masturbating and I'll watch." And I got my eye in real good, and I was thinking, all the lonely people, that don't have someone to look at, to whose penis they can't look at. And that's how Eleanor Rigby came along. It was originally Eleanor Jackby.
Eleanor Tugby.
Eleanor Tugby, jacking a dick in the church where her wedding.
Yes. Maybe to solve
That's the name of the episode, is Eleanor Tugby.
Eleanor Tugby. Well, I was thinking maybe we could solve the no children crisis, because everyone has no future, is if we just like start enumerating the years in reverse order again, like in the BC times, maybe people maybe people will be more future thinking, Let's start counting down.
Countdown.
Yeah. What happens when we reach 0?
I don't know.
You start just go back the other way.
You could do that would actually not be a bad environment movement. Say, like, we're starting at year 25. We are at year 25 right now. Next year is year 24. And that's the movement, is the year 25 movement,
Yeah.
What happens when we get to 0?
Well, that's Trent Reznor would love that, because, I have an album called Year 0.
Yeah. 90 years old. Cha-ching!
I wonder if 9 Inch Nails is going on tour in 2021.
I think they are. I saw them at a festival billing with I saw a very good festival lineup for spooky music lovers. It was like 9 Inch Nails and Skinny Puppy.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah, a lot of other goth bands. Gothy 90s bands.
Wow, 9 Inch Nails. 9 Inch Nails is playing a show with Pixies on September 23rd.
Oh, wow.
They're playing
the
2
Pixies
shows.
Suck now.
Wow.
They might do new material.
The Pixies actually don't suck. I'm pissed because they don't have Kim in, but friend of the show Quinn saw the Pixies maybe in the year before COVID, and he sent me a video of the performance, and it looked sick. It looked really cool.
Who did they get to replace Kim?
Like a Kim clone. I don't know.
Kim clone?
Yeah.
Kim Greel.
But they were it was loud, and he was screaming, and so if they're playing loud and Frank Black is able to scream still, I would want to see it. I would also want to see the 9 Inch Nails, and it's in Cleveland, so maybe I'll take a little road trip this September with my baby.
Head on to Cleve.
Yeah, take my baby.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
we'll meet up in Cleveland to see Nin.
Put big headphones on the baby. Take her to her first concert. Ear protection, of course.
Yeah. I wanna love you like an animal.
No, he probably won't play that song. He plays his new stuff.
Oh, boo! The new stuff is pretty good, actually.
It's okay.
It's not great. It's okay.
He does something.
He loves his wife. Have you seen my wife? I put her in every song.
He's got a great drummer now, and so they do some some stuff from Downward Spiral, because like the drumming is hard on Downward Spiral. It's a lot like weird time signatures, but he's got a great drummer, so they do some of the Downward Spiral stuff.
I've seen a lot of memes about Tool, like a lot of like Stav memes about Tool, like sucking a little dick, or sucking a little ass dick, or sucking
Schism.
a little
The
dick.
Schism voice.
I think a credit to Twitter user Lowenofshin, who I think is associated with the Chapos for doing that. That as I've been humming that every time I have a stray thought. I'm thinking, sucking a little dick, go sucking a little ass and dick, gotta suck a little dick.
That's one of the actually harder Tool songs to count, because it's like in a half. It's like in a.
Isn't it? It's just in 7, isn't it?
No,
1,
it's
2,
in like
3,
13.
4, 5, 6, 1,
So
2,
it's
3, 4, 5.
It's like 6 and then
2.
7.
You're right. It's in 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a Tool. They're complicated sound signatures.
Yeah.
Once again, I bring them up.
They're pretty cool for when you want to only listen to Tool, but they suck you in, and then that's all you're listening to. So it's like
You ever listen to Maynard's Rogan interview?
no, I can't stand Maynard.
Yeah, he is a rat fuck.
Yeah, no, I don't care for him. His singing is okay, but he doesn't scream anymore, and that's my whole thing. Like Frank Black, still screaming. Trent Reznor doesn't do the screams. Yeah, if you can't do this
on his throat.
yeah, well then just retire. You know.
Yeah, just make wine.
Yeah,
And groom people. Wait, I'm making that up. He didn't groom anyone.
oh,
did
who knows? He probably did. He's he's going on Rogan.
Rogan never groomed anybody.
You don't see Trent Reznor going on Rogan. Trent Reznor always had adult girlfriends and was always very sad when they broke up with him.
Grooming, not part of the Nine Inch Nails story. It's all about adults, okay? This is an adult band. It's Jimmy Horowitz live theater, the Nine Inch Nails experience. Boom. We're going to Cleveland.
Yeah, well, Trent Reznor kicked Marilyn Manson to the curb before everyone else found out how much of a douchebag he was. Yeah.
Good for him. What did Marilyn Manson got? He got accused of grooming, right?
No, he got accused of abusing Rose McGowan, I think.
Yes, but I think he also got accused of grooming. I think he's like a generally fucked up guy. Generally fucked up guy, Marilyn Manson.
Well, it's funny to try to cancel him now after like Columbine happening and him being blamed for the Columbine shooting. Like, he probably can handle being called to whatever he did, like being into BDSM too much.
Yeah, he's going to give a very reasoned response in the next Michael Moore movie about domestic abuse.
That's funny.
No, that's a bad idea.
No, it's good. That's funny.
He gives a really reasoned take, and everyone's, I like Marilyn Manson
he's
again.
so smart. He's much smarter than I was expecting. You know, he's so well spoken.
Beautiful people, the beautiful people. It doesn't matter by the size of your steeple. Rhyming people with steeple, lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy. It's the only other thing that has eeple in it. You need to do a slant rhyme like wheatful or deceitful.
Deceitful.
The beautiful people, the very mad and the very deceitful.
Yeah, deceitful is the way to go on that song.
Yeah, steeple. But people like when have you ever heard a steeple referenced outside of rhyming with people? Never.
What do you mean when you say steeple reference?
like whenever someone in media or literature references a steeple,
and not actually talking about a church.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess
it's only when rhyming with faithful.
I guess you're right.
This has proven it. I'm a genius.
Yeah.
So stop that rhyme, musicians, is what I'm saying. Stop that rhyme, lyricists. It's lazy. Go with deceitful instead. We've solved this issue. We've solved this lyrics issue. This
Well, when
crushing
you
lyrics
ever
issue.
notice how dudes can't like rhyme words with other words these days without being called gay?
That was a thing, actually, because that was a very popular tweet where someone said, diss tracks are just two dudes in different rooms writing poems about each other.
Yeah.
It's pretty gay.
Yep. Dudes can't write poetry anymore. Yeah.
I think existence is very gay, though. That's the problem, is that everything is gay to me. Like, once you take the gay pill, once you get gay pilled, you see gayness in everything. The beautiful rainbow tapestry that weaves its way throughout our entire society. It's like in The Sopranos when fucking Melfi brings up Proust and Tony says, "This all sounds very gay." And Tony was incisive. But, because she was equating it to Tony's experience with, gabagool and meat and seeing the joy it would bring his mother. Yeah,
Yeah, nothing at all gay about a men's only Italians club.
yeah. Nothing gay about the mafia whatsoever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Let's do, what if we did a play about the gay mafia?
The gay mafia? You mean like David Geffen and Ed Buck?
Is Ed Buck the guy who was killing male prostitutes by injecting them with methamphetamine?
Yeah, that was the guy.
No, I mean like Italian mafiosos who are also gay and can't come out, and it's sad.
That was a Soprano. You didn't see the 6th season of The Sopranos,
right.
but that was...
I remember.
That was in the 6th season of The Sopranos. Vito Spatafore. Great character. Great through line.
I
People
remember
said they didn't appreciate that through line.
He was given the blowjob in the car.
Yeah, and he was also there's a popular GIF of him in a leather bar with his leather daddy uniform on.
Yeah, I guess
He's great.
They already kind of did that, and there's of course the Pacino playing going undercover as the gay guy in Cruising, right?
Yeah,
That's funny.
I mean, I would love gay Italian. I would love like a Vito Spatafore story, but a full movie about that where that character is centered as the main character. I think that's a. I mean, they did it in The Wire. There's a lot of like gay gangster characters. Not a lot of gay gangster characters, but there are
there's
some
Omar.
prominent gay gangster. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Omar is a very prominent gay gangster. You can't rob people without being called gay ananymore. You can't be a stick up boy without being called gay anymore.
You can't do armed robbery these days anymore. It's just part of the gay identity consuming our entire culture.
Yeah, it's called Omaring. I'm gonna make out with hot twinks who then get murdered and then snitch. Omar was a snitch. Let's put it out there.
Wow, that's crazy. You're being crazy.
That's my hot take. Is Omar was a snitch.
I don't care.
He was a gay. You can't snitch without being called gay anymore.
Yeah. The Wire. So true. The Wire is so true.
It's very true to life, there's a lot of experiences there were conveyed. I had no idea that there were black people before The Wire. The Wire showed me that there were black people. And when I saw that, I was like, this injustice will not stand.
It's The Wire. I love The Wire. I still love The Wire, even though I know how dated it is.
What it is? How gay? What? How gay it is?
It's gay. It's gay. You can't watch The Wire without it being called gay anymore.
Yeah. I noticed that too.
There is some queer content in The Wire. Omar, but also Snoop. Snoop is. Do they ever address her lesbian proclivities in the show? Though I'm not sure if they do. But that everyone's favorite Snoop. You remember Snoop, right?
Uh-huh.
Did you ever watch The Wire?
With the nail gun.
You watched The Wire. Yeah, the nail gun.
Yeah.
Nail throwing mayhem. She's great. I love Felicia Snoop Pearson. But she actually was in gangs, and she actually, I think, did some bad stuff. So the show did have bona fide claims to its association with the general reality of Baltimore crime. You don't be like a beat reporter for that for like 20 years without developing like an actual genuine sense of the city. I mean, it's still heightened and extremely theatrical, but definitely in terms of trying to portray realism on television, an inherently, theatrical and hyped up medium. It's closer than anything at that point had ever gotten. I don't think there's. Would you ever describe a TV show as realistic though? That's always a pretty stupid thing to describe a TV show as, because it's always heightened just by nature of the medium. It's always heightened. Is there any TV show which you would call particularly realistic?
There might be. I'd have to think about it. Because as we know, reality shows are very much not realistic.
Yeah, they're not. They're not real. The point is that they're not realistic.
So it would have to be. I would say the most realistic show is probably the Larry Sanders Show.
Okay. Why is that the most realistic show?
What celebrities are actually like?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just they're all assholes. And
yes.
I think that is a realistic picture of what celebrity culture is like. But so other shows like that are more. I say Veep. Veep is probably pretty realistic.
Yes, you're right. I think in that respect, I think Danny McBride shows as well tend to have an air of there are guys like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is heightened as well, but guys like what's the character's named in Eastbound and Down? Arm like a fucking cannon. I don't remember his name. But even Righteous Gemstones, They did that show, and then immediately all the Falwell family fallout happened. The Falwell fallout, as they say.
Yeah.
Falwell 76. Falwell New Vegas. We're going to do a Christian American RPG.
There should be. Bethesda should do more Christian RPGs.
Why aren't there any Christian RPGs?
Oh, there probably are. I don't think we're plugged into the Christian Christian culture. I think has tried to separate from mainstream culture and put up a wall and just only take what they want from mainstream culture and then make their Christian version of it. But there's
for a time that wasn't the case.
Yeah. There's all these bands that are huge that we've never heard of. Have you ever heard of
Skillet?
DC Talk?
No.
DC Talk is one of the biggest Christian bands, and they don't have any crossover. They kind of refuse to cross over.
What are all of their songs about Jesus, or do they have songs that are about just going down to the hop?
I think
getting a milkshake with your homie.
Going down to the hop is an XTC song. It's a great song. I think DC Talk is overtly Christian all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's all praise him, we're rocking out, praise him,
But they've
Jesus.
been a thing since 1989, and they're huge, but only on the Christian rock circuit.
Big circuit, lots of Christians out there. Still a popular religion. People like the story.
It's becoming.
Oh, you're saying this guy, I can do terrible things, and this guy, he died for him? Oh, that's very nice. That's a very good thing to do. I like this guy. Jimmy Horowitz, Jesus, live theater, it's coming back. Jesus, resurrection, live theater is coming back, just like Jesus did. Lazarus effect.
Right.
It's going to be we're going to resurrect everyone from the grave. First lady of the stage, Helen Reddy. First lady of the stage, Sarah Bernhardt. Sandra Bernhardt?
Sandra Bernhardt. Yeah.
Who are the other first lady of the stage? Charles Grodin. First lady. That's what I want to be. Eventually, I want to be known as a first lady of the stage.
Well, get in the theater. Become an actor.
No, I want to do it without having acted.
Oh, come on. Do stage stuff. You're a natural.
You're right. I'm going to become a theater champion.
I love the washed up actor who wants to be in the theater. I love that guy.
Oh, John McAfee.
McAfee, yeah.
McAfee. It doesn't matter. He killed it. They say he Epsteined himself, but he probably didn't Epstein himself.
I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that he did kill himself.
No, you're right. He absolutely did kill himself, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that he killed himself.
I mean, who knows?
Because-
But it's probably it's more likely that he would kill himself.
Yeah, because he had a tweet earlier that said, "If I don't kill myself, I was if they say I killed myself, I was Epsteined. They got me. They got the most powerful man in the world, John McAfee. They finally tamed this old steed. They finally got this old chunk of coal down to the mine, and they buried him. They buried him with all the other dissidents like Pol Pot. They what they feared was Pol Pot's ideas." Just like they feared John McAfee's ideas.
Right, his which ideas were that though? I mean, he didn't
Whale fucking.
Yeah, he was just like have sex with inanimate objects.
You can't have sex with whales anymore without it. It's the only way to not be called gay.
Yeah.
That's how he was onto something, Can't except in French where it's like, haha, that chair is a man, you are fucking a man.
What other? There was some more news this week. I'm kind of blanking on it. I think. They announced Windows 11.
That's great.
That's so
I love
great.
Windows.
So another Windows. Well, it's very annoying. It's only going to work on like more recent hardware. So if you have an older computer, you're probably not going to be able to run Windows 11. And
No good.
It's lame. It's unnecessary. They're sort of redesigning it, and they're making it look worse and probably run slower. And
Richard Stallman would have a problem with it. It's like, Windows 11, how dare they besmirch my favorite age for women?
he's not.
No,
What you're doing
I'm
right
kidding.
now is you are making fun of someone with a disability. That's what you're doing. He's disabled,
no.
and you're making fun of him.
What is he autistic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Stallman.
Well, he's
Sorry.
He's a friggin' weirdo, but he's necessary for trying to keep at least a little bit of the software free and open. And all he's done is say objectionable things and be a creep. All that he's done is just being creepy. He's just creepy to people.
Yeah, I mean, that's Bill Gates too. We need our creeps too. They have their creeps.
He's less objectionable than Hunter Biden. He's not buying people.
We don't know that Hunter Biden is buying people, and we don't know that those weren't the sex workers that are like the high quality ones that choose to be sex workers because they're so damn good at it. You know that.
Yeah.
There's that class of sex worker, right? The ones that are girl boss sex workers.
Yeah. No,
that can't just be an invention of like third wave feminism. I'm sure those people.
Sex worker.
exist.
I'm fine with sex workers. I think sex working should be totally legal. But if you, the patron, that's illegal. So they should only arrest the Johns.
That's how we have it in Canada.
Yeah.
That's the Swedish model. Yeah.
Yeah. Arrest the pervs.
Get rid of the pervs.
Yeah. Well,
Ferret out the pervs.
most sex should be illegal, I think.
You're right.
The government
Sex is gay.
The government should really be all up in what you do sexually.
It's weird that people qualify. They'll say, "Oh, we had gay sex," because all sex is gay.
Yeah.
That's in The Sopranos too. Eating pussy, super gay.
That's such a funny part, how the old guy doesn't want anyone to know that he's really good at it.
Yeah.
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you're gonna be what are the horrible word that they use? Fanug. You're gonna be called a fanug.
So going down on a lady is gay.
Yeah. But I'm even further. Straight sex is gay. Actually.
Yes, it is.
Because it's you're intimate and vulnerable, and that's gay.
Yeah.
If you're a real man, Volcel. Except you have to be around people while being Volcel. You have to be around other Volcels while being Volcel.
It's
the only way to be heterosexual.
It's so tricky to be straight these days. There's so many little traps and pitfalls trying to trip you up. It's really hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like in the back of my mind, everything that I'm doing, like I question it, you know, and I'm self-censoring constantly because I'm afraid that it'll be gay. Like I can't do anything. Like I'm just like trapped in my house. I can't go out. I can't stay in.
Going outside is gay.
Yep.
Staying inside is gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
it's
a crazy thing.
It's like the hot lava game. You know, you can't step on certain parts of the sidewalk because they're gay.
That's right. Yeah.
So it is Pride Month. It's Pride Month, and let's have a frank discussion about gayness. I'm a gay man. Well, I'm a bisexual man, but I'm mostly gay, probably.
Probably.
How did I come to gayness? Yeah, I don't know.
Know thyself.
To thine own self be true. Fuck you, Polonius. You died in a closet. So there. Maybe Polonius should have come out and talked about he was sucking dicks all the time.
I don't know who you're talking about.
In Hamlet, it's Polonius said to thine own self be true. I know that because in the 1995 movie Clueless, Cher owns a smug grad student by saying that.
Right.
No, it was actually Polonius who said to thine own self be true, because I know the Mel Gibson Hamlet.
Yeah.
And then Paul Rudd's impressed with that, and then they have incest.
Yep.
Which is Clueless is my favorite movie that ends with is like romantic incest.
Yeah. Just that dumb Paul Rudd smile.
Yeah.
I'm plowing my sister.
Stepsister. Ex-stepsister. It's fine. They took all the steps necessary to make it not weird. Isn't that what... Because what's Clueless based on? Isn't it based on Emma?
Oh,
or something like that? It's based on a Bronte book.
Emma isn't... Is Emma one of the... I thought Emma was a Jane Austen.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about those lady
books
from the 19th century.
The Victorian... Not... Well, is it 19th? Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. 19th century, 1800s.
The 1800s.
Victorian era, I guess.
Jane Austen and the Brontes, you know.
You ever notice that men can't read
Middlemarch,
Pride and Prejudice anymore without being...
You ever notice men can't fantasize about sucking Mr. Darcy's dick without being called
It's also
anymore?
tiresome.
You can't do anything. Just in stasis pods because we're afraid of being called gay.
So what, you were going to say something about Pride Month, how you're proud of being born a certain way?
I'm not. Well, I was ruminating the other day. It's like, for me, it's interesting because I came out when I was 23. That's when I said to my parents, Mom, Dad, I'm gay. Exactly like that.
And they collapsed on the floor weeping.
No, I mean, my mom was like, I knew it. And my dad was like, oh, I'm uncomfortable with this now, but I'll accept it within the year. And so that was very much there. I mean, so that's the thing with gay pride is, like, I have no sense I need to be proud of being gay because it's always been something that's never been taken away from me. And I'm also very straight passing. So it's like I've never had to face the hardship of... people commenting on like me having an effeminate voice or something like that, or having that difficulty. Like I was bullied in high school, but it wasn't because of that. So
yeah, it was because of other things that you were doing.
Yeah, but even then, my bullying in high school was pretty mild. So I don't feel like I've ever faced oppression as a result of being queer, which is why I've never felt any need to be proud of my orientation. Whereas who gay pride is really made for is like someone from a small town where it's like if you came out they would, Matthew Shepard you or something like that. And I feel like that's who it's really for, and I'm very happy that those people have a celebration like that and they get to be openly gay, and it's my duty as somebody that has never gone through that to support them. And show solidarity. But, I just, the phrase pride and sort of why it rings hollow, on top of being corporatized to the nth degree. But, that's the weird thing. Also, I was ruminating on that. People are always commenting on the corporations have the rainbow flags, and you know it's just hollow. It's hollow shit. But the thing is, if they didn't have rainbow flags, people would be saying, why don't you have... Who refuses to wear their ribbon? You know? So unless you're like an openly homophobic company like Chick-fil-A or something like that, you can't really get away with it.
Yeah, I'm not so upset about the companies with the pride flags. I mean, like,
yeah, what do you want?
what? Who cares? I buy potato chips there. Okay. And now the potato chips are gay. As we have discussed, literally everything is now gay. So the potato chips are gay. Okay, I don't care. It doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is like your own shit that you're doing when you go home. Are you just watching the TV? Are you gonna make something? Just do whatever you want to do. We don't have to work. We don't have to. We're not slaves being forced to build a pyramid or anything. Just chill out.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because the historiography of the Jews being enslaved in Egypt is actually very disputed.
It's only disputed by people like you who self-hating Jews, as it were.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Did you know they're very nice to the gays in Israel?
Yeah. They're fine. Everything's fine. My new thing is that everything is fine except for the people who don't want things to be fine, and they're just going around being grumpy.
You're right. Activists, more like deactivists.
Yeah. Why don't you deactivate?
You're just pointing out problems.
Why don't you just deactivate your life? How about that?
It's that old joke, I was perfectly healthy before, but then I went to the doctor, and now I have all these health problems.
Exactly. I don't know what you go to the doctor. That happens. You go to the doctor, and they tell you, like, all sorts of things are wrong with you. You got to do this test. You got to do that test. Like, this happened to my dad. He went to a doctor, and this German doctor, like from Germany, was like, you have to take this test and this test and this test because you're about to die. And my dad was like, I don't believe that. And he went to a different doctor in Dallas. He flew all the way to Dallas to go to a different heart doctor. And that guy was like, oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong with you at all. You can ignore all of that shit. And this German doctor was just, being just autocratic and totalitarian, as they do. And it was wasting my dad's time. So just ignore doctors. Live your life. Everything is fine.
Well, don't ignore the correct one.
Well, sure. Yeah, ignore the doctors that tell you something's wrong with you and find a new one.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, find one that will give you a second opinion. But I sort of think that's true because, you can consult experts and experts can be right in any field. Especially if it's something that you don't know about, have no knowledge about, you have no way to verify if what they're saying is true or not. To some degree, you have to just go on instinct of, what do I think is better for me? And can I get anyone that will tell me that this is better for me? That's part of our epistemological crisis, right? Is that people's instinct is to go towards the news sources that tell them they don't have to do anything, right? Or... I don't know. I mean, that's different for me because I go to news sources that tell me that I have to do something, that the status quo is not okay, and that I have to organize. And then I don't do it because I'm like, I've read the news, and that's enough. I wouldn't ascribe that behavior to most, leftist people. I ascribe it to, like, I understand that I'm lazy. I'm trying to work on it, but I'm not. I'm not Joe organizing. I'm not Henry. I'm not Henry. Go out to the poll. Henry Pokemon go to the polls. I'm a sedentary by nature, and I expect that of a lot of people as well. So I speak for the lazy caucus. Who will speak for the lazy man?
Yeah, I speak for the everything is fine caucus. Things are getting better. Everything's on the upswing. You don't have to worry so much.
It's the different show now. Yeah.
Yeah, this
the
is
Pinker Caucus.
This is House of Recline. You know, take it easy.
No, that's the name of the episode. Is House of Recline.
I like Eleanor Tugby.
Eleanor Tugby is good.
We can tug it out later. We can tug it out. We can tug it out.
Try to see it my way. Try to tuck a dick inside your ass and it's alright. We can tug it out. Yeah. Tugging it out. Get on my yacht, the tugboat. It's it's powered by handy J's. The steering wheel is actually a circle jerk. You have to rotate the circle jerk. They're on a Lazy Susan.
Oh.
Who will speak for the Lazy Susans?
Is Lazy Susan a term that we shouldn't use?
Is it an ableist term?
I think
is what you're saying.
Something about Lazy Susan really rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, it's anti-worker.
It's anti-something. I don't know who Susan was, but I'm assuming that it was like... My worst case scenario is that Lazy Susan was like a slave that they were like, can't do anything except for hold the salt shakers and be turn her around or something. And then like Lazy Susan's actually like a horrible racist, sexist term.
I'm sure.
It must be.
It must be. The etymology of every idiom in the English language is from something terrible.
Yeah.
Even apocryphally, like there's that myth that rule of thumb comes from like beating somebody with a stick that's the size of your thumb.
Right.
I don't think that, but that's not actually true.
I think that was debunked.
It was debunked. But a horrible hooligan is an anti-Irish sentiment.
Really?
Those hooligans. Yeah, hooligan comes from anti-Irish sentiment.
Yeah, there's a lot of normalized anti-Italian stuff that's really a shame.
Are you being serious? I can't tell if you're being serious.
Yeah, you don't think Italian racism... I mean, like, they were in New Jersey recently. They were trying to get rid of Columbus Day. And this New Jersey school, they got rid of Columbus Day. They weren't going to call it Columbus Day anymore. They were going to call it Indigenous Peoples Day. But then all the Italians in New Jersey flipped out at them. And so the school district was like, "All right, well, how about this? How about this, Italians? We're not going to name any holidays. Every holiday is just called day off now. There won't be no one can have anything. You've ruined it." And then of course there was a backlash from everyone because who wants the school to take away the names of every holiday? So
yeah, because the names of holidays are gay, so they had to get rid of it.
So then the school said, "Okay, instead of calling it Columbus Day, we're going to call it Italian American / Indigenous Peoples Day. Are you happy now?" And then everyone was like, "Yay, the Italians get a day."
That's very funny. I mean, that's the fucking Sopranos episode. There's a Sopranos episode about that, and they comment on Iron Eyes Cody, who was an Italian man who posed as an indigenous man for years, and he's the guy that he's the crying indigenous guy when the garbage goes across the road, and he's like, "What did we do to this earth?" I'm not going to do an indigenous voice. I'm just going to do a Jew voice.
Yeah.
When the Indians with the Cherokee over here.
It's the go-to voice.
You're getting rid of the land. It's Jimmy Horowitz.
Cherokee Theater. They're getting rid of the land. How about...
oh, no.
So how about Eric Adams saying he's going to retire to live in Israel?
Eric Adams is so fucking cool. He is a legitimate psychopath, and I am here for it. He is one of the weirdest guys. Like, we were underestimating, because everyone was paying attention to Yang, but it turns out we were missing the true story, which is Eric Adams is an incredibly weird guy.
Yeah, he's like my favorite concerts where a bunch of I like the one where the Las Vegas one where everyone got shot. I like the one.
Jason Aldean can't beat Aldean.
I like the one. I like that one concert in France with Eagles of Death Metal where everyone got shot. I like that one. Another one I went to was the one where Curtis Mayfield exploded. I like that one. I like the one where Michael Jackson's hair caught on fire and he's horribly burned. What other favorite concerts?
I liked Altamont. You know, the one where that was my favorite, where the Hells Angels killed that guy. That was a good concert, yeah.
There was a great concert. Lee Morgan, I think his wife shot him on stage. That was awesome.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I really liked it when the comedian Tommy Robinson died of a heart attack right on stage. Mm-hmm. That was a great show.
What a weirdo. What a weird freak.
Yeah, Eric Adams.
He's going to be
He's also just got... Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, because he's not a blank. He actually has a personality. He's not... But it's crazy guy. It's unhinged, total weirdo. Like, did you see those photos from inside his, like, Brooklyn knot house?
Right, yeah, where he's got, like, Air Jordans that he does not wear, and a bunch of, like, pizza and barbecue wings and shit when he's a vegan.
Yeah. But I imagine that is like a property he probably owns, but he basically uses it as a storage property.
No, that's his son lives there.
Okay, there you go. And so we got a glimpse into, because sometimes when you go over to a friend's house and you see what their family hoards, because every family hoards something, every family has something that they're weird about, whether it's like Life magazine or like board games or some weird shit like that. So you got a brief glimpse into Eric Adams' family hoard, and it's like a bunch of weird art and strange trinkets, and it really gave you, and it's like a glimpse inside their subconscious, the same way that, the basement metaphorically in a house is, the window into somebody's subconscious. You really saw Eric Adams there, especially with his sort of his long face, just seeming totally confused as he was in this strange basement. I love him. Top marks. He's going to be a great, terrible mayor in the history of New York terrible mayors.
Well, yeah, and it's interesting that, the ranked choice was thought of as being like this way to properly get, this is the right way to do voting now, is with the ranked choice. But you still end up with the centrist guy. I mean... Yeah. That's how it is.
I mean, it's a centrist guy with only 31%, though, which is...
Well, that's only the first. I don't know how they're tallying it. I'm guessing
he was 31% of the number one choices.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So in a field of like 5 major candidates, that's a very good showing. Although I'm sure his people were banking for more, because he became the favorite after Yang crapped. Man, Yang crapped out so fucking bad.
Yep.
That's fucking crazy how bad. He didn't have to say anything. He shouldn't have just said anything about Israel. He didn't have to make a comment, and then...
he kind of did.
I guess he did. His donors were he did very well with Orthodox Jews.
Do you think that's what made... I don't know. I'm not so sure that's what made his... I think it was a series of things. I also think people realized he didn't know anything about being a mayor.
Yeah,
I think that was maybe the main reason.
That's one of it. But it was really it was after he took that terrible position on Israel, where he was basically like, "I'm not pro-Israel. I'm not pro-Israel," which was basically his statement. And people confronted him on it, and he gave mealy-mouthed, evasive responses. And it really did him in, because it showed that he can't just be a neutral cipher. Because that's what his plan was. Like, I'm Yang. I am a very generic man. I'm like the character you get at the beginning of the character select screen. I'm that for Asian people. Vote for me. I'm the most neutral man in existence. And once he took a position on Israel, he evaded that. He evaded the Redditification of politics. Because it turns out Reddit was actually pro-Palestine.
I can't tell, dude. Reddit. I don't read Reddit comments anymore because everyone on there is
this time around with the Sheikh Jarrah. I think that's what was. If you want to, know the way the wind blows, looking at the Reddit front page is pretty good. in terms of like the general feeling in society. Those nerds have prophetic powers. This time around with Sheikh Jarrah, Reddit was largely on Palestine's side. It was, and that's why people seem more positive about the future of Palestine, just because Israeli media, Hasbara, isn't really working anymore. You can't really, people see how one-sided the conflict is. It's just very evident based on footage and reporting. And there's just too much of it to be deep faked at this point.
Well, you got to be careful, because if Reddit is pro-Palestine, there's a really anti-anything Reddit sentiment going around. So
you're right. Reddit is gay. You ever hate how you can't be pro-Palestine because it's gay?
Dude, everyone hates Reddit, and I agree. I'm happy that everyone is anti-Reddit.
Everyone hates Reddit because they are a huge driver of cultural domination on the internet. They keep growing. They keep growing somehow.
Yeah. Well, Facebook technically.
And I left, but
you left Reddit? Wow, I still go on. I mean, I
don't go on Reddit.
I really highly curated the Reddits that I see, so I don't see anything inflammatory.
That is the pitch of Reddit.
Well, that's the pitch of it. I mean, that's the pitch of Twitter too, and basically...
Well, Twitter, but invades your timeline with shit you don't want.
Yeah.
Like, that's what Twitter will do. Reddit, you can do it so that you won't get shit.
I'm always fighting that, though. I'm always fighting the invasion of content I don't want to see. Like, I'm always seeing... Like, I don't want any news or current events on Twitter. I do not want to... I want to see jokes and funny memes and, like, content that is not about politics or current events or news. I just don't want to see that. I want to occasionally check the news on the newspaper website and sort of get a vague idea of what's going on. I do not want to know up to date about whatever transgression X celebrity has just committed. I do not care if Seth Rogen has done a tweet that has made some dumb person upset. I don't care if Seth Rogen has made a fucking vase. Maybe I should just block Seth Rogen.
Maybe you seem really fixated on Seth Rogen.
They're always pushing him. They're pushing his stupid face and his weed. Like, just smoke weed, bro.
Just smoke weed, bro. I'm Seth Rogen. I'm a guy that you can hang out. I don't tell jokes, but I feel like I'm vaguely lovable.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen did a pro-Palestine, but he's distanced himself from James Franco. Good move, Rogen. Good move.
Well,
people don't like rapey guys no more.
I feel like Franco's...
Remember when people liked rapey guys? It's sad. People don't like rapey guys no more.
Is Franco on the blacklist, or is he going to be...
I don't know if he's on the blacklist.
Yeah.
The last thing I remember him being is in The Disaster Artist, and that movie was funny. It was okay.
Didn't see it. I don't watch movies.
Nah, me neither. I don't have movie mindset anymore. No. I only watch TV that I've seen before while I'm drying my cartoon.
Yeah, I only watch TV while I'm driving.
That's good.
Yes.
Well, I think we can say... is our friendship gay, Steven? Would you say our friendship is gay?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I don't have a problem with it. I'm fine with it.
We're queering everything.
You try to make me gay. You try. You just watch what happens.
I know. One thing, no. One thing, I don't like sex. Can you be gay and not like sex? Because that's me. I'm a hikiko boy.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, and there's already a word for it, and it's already a part of an annoying subculture that will make you wish that no one ever existed at all.
I identify as demisexual now. That means I'm only attracted to Demi Moore and Demi Moore impersonators.
Big bolt-ons. That's I'm a big bolt-on sexual. I'm only attracted to big fake ones. Just big
bolt-ons.
I'm a big bolt-on.
Traditionally called strap-ons, but you call them bolt-ons.
No.
Yeah, I like the idea of you securing it into your hips.
Bolts.
With bolts.
Yeah.
Really intense.
That would be
I'm
funny.
sure that exists somewhere.
That would be a funny thing. Well, you could probably install like titanium. When you get a hip replacement, you get titanium rods installed like in your femur. You could probably get one with a bolt, like what's it called? The hole for a bolt to be screwed in, and then you could bolt on your strap on.
Right.
Let's
bolt it on, yeah. Or it snaps in, with little magnetic clicks.
Yeah, magnets in your body. Magnets. That's we never addressed the last thing we have time for today is that that very funny video of the lady, I think it was the Michigan House, I don't know, claiming that the vaccine had made her magnetic. And there was she was like, how do you explain this? And she was like trying to stick her keys to her neck and it kept falling off. She's like, well, how do you explain this? It just falls off. Good stuff.
People believe.
Yeah. Well,
we have killed God and replaced him with magnets.
Yep. Isn't that what the insane clown posse thinks is happening?
Magnet? How do they work?
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, everyone have a great week. We'll talk to you next week. This has been your weekly installment of House of Decline.
Happy Pride, everybody. It's gay not to feel great. Wait, no.